अभी अपन रिकॉर्ड कर सकते, ठीक है। अब से जो भी रिकॉर्डिंग होगा वो आपको तुरंत मिलेगा सेम डे, क्योंकि अभी मैं लैपटॉप से परेशान हो गया था पिछले एक वीक से, लेकिन टाइम भी नहीं मिल रहा था, मैं कैसे ठीक करवाता, है ना। तो दिस इज टेट्राएथाइलेट। नेक्स्ट वी कैन हैव जैसे अपन लिखेंगे दैट इज dialuminum hexamethyl. So we can write like this: aluminium, the two aluminum are there, one CH3 will be here and the other CH3 will be here. We can write like this. Here it will be like this, and this will be CH3. There is no lone pair on the carbon atom. This is also CH3. There is no lone pair on the carbon atom. Here also there is CH3, that is like this, CH3. So abhi this electrons which are bonded to the metal and the carbon are donated in this y coordinate bond, and this electron which are present between the carbon and the aluminum is donated to this. It means that it has 3 center, but the number of electron involved are 2. So it has 3 center 2 electron bonds. So 2 bonds which are 3 center and 2 electron bonds are bonded. So it has 3 center 2 electron bond as in B2H6. We have studied in B2H6, that is here also. Suppose this is theta 1, this is theta 2. Then we know that theta 1 is which will be greater between these two. So अपन कहेंगे these bond lengths are right, they are not so effective, so the bond length will be more. If the bond length is more, the theta will be less. So theta 2 is greater than theta 1, because if I say that the bond length, this is bond length A, this is bond length B, then I will say that because the bond length A will be greater than bond length B. That's why. So these all part we have discussed in B2H6 also, right? Next we can write is that is C2H5 HgCl, right? That is used as insecticides. So it is used as insecticides, even the pesticides and pesticides. Okay, so and pesticides, right? We can write that like this for this, then we can say that other organometallic, or that is organometallic compound. RMGX is used in chemical reactions, used for preparation of many chemical compounds, used for preparation of many organic compounds. So these are few compounds which we have written, which are important for us. So sigma complex generally will have these questions. Sigma complex से अपन को ज़्यादा question तो नहीं आएगा, but may be possible हमसे पूछने की how many of the following has 3 center 2 electron bonds. So we'll say that it is this compound B2H6, BeH2. These are some of the examples which are having 3 center 2 electron bonds. We have discussed these two, already discussed in 13th group and second group. Now this is also the example of 3 center 2 electron bonds. So that is about the sigma complex. Now we can write about the pi complex. What a pi complex? So we'll write that the pi complex. So when ligand donates its pi electrons to the metal ion. metal ion. So we'll write that, suppose we are having an example, we can write the Zeal salt. Zeal salt, that is the example of this. Zeal salt is potassium, platinum, that is trichloro and ethene. Now, when we write a hydrocarbon, I think I've told you once that when we are writing the ligand hydrocarbon, we have to always write eta, and in there is a power of eta, the number of carbon atom present in this will be power to the eta. So this is how we write the ethene. So always what we have to do, we have to write the prefix for all the hydrocarbons, that eta will be the prefix. And that power of eta is number of carbon atom present in this. Hydrocarbon means only carbon and hydrogen. Since the coordination number is 4, we know that it is dsp2 hybridized. So it will be dsp2 hybridized. So it is square planar. We know that how to write the square planar. So if we write the platinum, we'll say that in square planar it will be like this. The structure square planar is, we already know that. So we'll write that this will be Cl, this will be Cl, this will be Cl, and this will be the pi bond, ethene pi bond, CH2 and CH2. This is how the complex is. The pi electron density is donated to the empty orbital of the metal ion. The pi electron density is donated to the empty orbital of metal ion in this case. Now what we can do is, the pi electron density, since it is an orbital overlapping, it is an orbital overlapping of this, because it will be like this. Platinum is having that carbon-carbon sigma bond is there, and a pi orbital is there. This pi orbital is overlapped with the orbital of this metal ion, empty orbital of the metal ion. Cl will be there. Also, there will be a Cl. There will be a Cl here, and due to this overlapping, we say that the pi bond becomes weak, the double bond becomes weak. So in that case, we say that this double bond will be longer. The pi bond will be longer as compared to the pi bond present in CH2 double bond CH2. So this pi bond will be longer than the pi bond which is present in, right, the pi bond in CH2 CH2. So that pi bond will be longer than that. So because this pi bond, the pi electrons are now donated to the metal empty orbital of the metal ion, so this will be somewhat elongated, we can say that. So it is larger than the normal pi bond between the CH2 molecules. This is a Zeal salt. Then we can say that another, we can write that is Zeal salt. You can easily check out that since there are 3 Cl, 1 potassium, so the oxidation state of lead, that platinum is +2, and all alkynes, they are the neutral ligands. We know that. The second example we can say that is dibenzene chromium. Dibenzene chromium. That is another example. So we can write the dibenzene chromium as Cr benzene e to the power of 6, C6H6, it is a hydrocarbon, and whole twice. That is how we have to write. So we can write that it will be, this is the structure of dibenzene, that is the complex formula of the dibenzene chromium. Now we'll say that in dibenzene chromium, the chromium is between the 2 benzene ring. One benzene ring will write like this, the 6 electrons. Other benzene will be like this, that there is also 6 electron. So the chromium is present between the two benzene ring, that is like a chromium sandwich. These you can assume the bread, and between the bread there is a chromium, that is a chromium sandwich. So these 6 electrons of benzene and 6 electron of this benzene, they are donated to the empty orbital, 3 empty orbital of benzene from that side and the 3 empty orbital of benzene from this side. So one benzene donate 6 electron, other benzene donate 6 electron. Benzene is a neutral ligand, so the charge on the chromium will be 0 because this ligand is a neutral ligand. So benzene is a neutral ligand. Benzene is a neutral ligand. So oxidation state of chromium is 0. Oxidation state of Cr is equal to 0. Also, if we calculate the EAN, the effective atomic number, we know that the chromium will be 24. There is no oxidation state, so charge is 0. And plus the one ligand donate 6 electrons, so it will be 2 ligand which are donating the 6 electrons. So we got that it is how much? 36. So due to the atomic number 36, it exists. The oxidation state of chromium is 0 in this. Due to the atomic number 36, because this is a noble gas configuration, it is atomic number of that is krypton. That's why it exists. So all that part what I have told you will be used to frame the questions related to this. So all the part what I have told you about the oxidation state, about the electron donation, about the eta, about everything. So you have to write like this. So it will be bis, benzene, chromium, 0. The IUPAC name I'm telling. There is one more compound in sigma pi complex which are asked by us, that is ferrocene. Ferrocene is again, it is the formula for the ferrocene is Fe eta to the power of 5. It will be C5. We'll write that H5. It is like this. Full twice. Abhi we can say that we talk about C5H5. The C5H5 is like this. C5H5. So the C5H5 is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydrogen atom and one more hydrogen atom. But there will be one hydrogen atom like this. There are 5 hydrogen atom, 5 carbon atom. So the valency of this is not complete. So there is one negative charge, we say that. And due to that negative charge, this ligand can exist very easily because it is aromatic. Benzene is already aromatic, so it's stable. But in this case, it will be aromatic if it has one negative charge. So if this has one negative charge, we know that the oxidation state of iron and this is +2 because one ligand, one negative charge. So it is aromatic, then we can write like this. For ferrocene, that the number of electron it is going to donate is 6 electron with one negative charge. Fe is there, which is having +2 charge. Another ligand we are having, that is again having one negative charge like this. So this is going to donate 6 electrons. That 2 pi electrons are these. 2 pi electrons are these and 2 pi electrons are these. So they are 6 pi electrons. And the 6 electron will be donated by this ring. So the total electron donated, 6 electron donated by this and the 6 electron donated by this. Again, we got that this is having a -1 charge. This is having -1 charge. So oxidation state of iron in this is the oxidation state of iron, that is Fe is equal to, it is +2. En, again we can write that if we calculate, it is 26 for iron, -2 for oxidation state, plus 2 into 6, It again comes out to be 36. That's why it exists. And these are that जिससे क्वेश्चन हम फ्रेम कर सकते हैं. So this is also aromatic. This is also aromatic. Sometime it may be possible that in the options we are asked that is ferrocene aromatic. We'll say yes, because there are two rings which are aromatic. Even if there is a one ring which is aromatic, then also I will say that the molecule is aromatic. So that's why, because of this En, it exists. Right? So this is pi complex, we'll say that. Now we can discuss these are the three examples which are frequently asked related to the organometallic compound. Right? Next, we can write the sigma pi complex. The third one we get is sigma pi complex. So sigma pi complex means there is sigma as well as pi bond. As pi bond between the metal and ion. Metal and ligand. If you read the example for this, we'll say that all organometallic compounds, metallic compounds are example of this. So all the organometallic compound are examples. So we can write that organometallic compound, we can write like this, like NiCO4 will be the example of this. CrCO6 will be the example of this. FeCO5 will be the example of this. Right? So if we check that in this that sigma pi complex, let us check the bonding, because we are talking about the bonding in the organometallic compound. So we can write like this. Suppose we talk about the NiCO4. So NiCO4 is a, right? NiCO4 is sp3 hybridized. We can write the hybridization on the basis of the valence band theory we have discussed, or you can take an example from that is crystal field theory. So what we can write is in NiCO4, Ni, if it is sp3 hybridized, there is a covalent bond between the carbon and metal. Again, there is one covalent bond between the carbon and metal. Right? There is a covalent bond between the carbon and the metal. So here also there is a covalent bond between carbon and metal, and we have a covalent bond between the carbon and metal. Now here, what happens? There is a sigma as well as pi bond in this carbon, between this carbon and the metal. Now what happens? We'll say that how the bond is formed. Let us check. Metals have empty orbitals, d orbitals, and carbon has a lone pair. So metals have empty d orbital. We can make an empty d orbital like this. This is an empty d orbital of the metal. So metal has empty d orbital. We know that. D orbital. And carbon is a ligand. CO is a ligand, carbon a donor atom. So donates its electron in empty orbital of this. So we get a bond like this. Metal forms a bond like this with the carbon atom. Carbon forms a bond with the metal. So if a carbon forms a bond with the metal, we can write like this. So carbon forms a bond with the metal. These are the electron donated by the carbon atom. So these are the electron donated by the carbon atom to form a coordinate bond. So the lone pair which is donated by the carbon atom, here we know that there is a coordinate bond and one lone pair is on this. We know that. Now what happens after making a bond with the bond with this carbon atom? Metal also have more orbitals in which more d orbital in which the electrons are present. Right now, so in which the electrons are present, because what happens now if we talk about the metal NiCO14, so Ni is 28 will have 3d8, 4s2, 3d8 matlab it will become 3d10 and 4s0. So the bond will be formed between this and that is sp3 hybridized na 4p. These are orbital which are used for the bond formations. So in carbonyl, since there is zero oxidation state, there is no ionization of electrons from the metal to form metal I. So there is lots of electrons which are present in the d orbital of metal. So if there is electrons in the d orbital, 3d orbital of the metal, then what will happen? These electrons which are present in this, these electrons which are present in the metal, so the electrons present in the d orbital of metal. Now this is sigma bond which is already formed, eh? D electron. So in the d orbital can form back bonding. So it will form a back bonding. Back bonding where? In carbon monoxide, there is an empty orbital. There is empty pi star 2px or pi star 2py or pi star 2py orbital which are present in the CO molecule. So 2px and pi star 2py in CO molecule. CO molecule have 14 electrons because carbon 6 and the oxygen 18. So according to molecular orbital theory, we know that 14 electron means it is like a nitrogen configuration, N2 configuration. So there will be empty orbital which are present, the highest unoccupied orbitals present with this. So if these are empty orbital, this will have tendency to donate the electrons. So what happens? These orbital with there is electron in the d orbital and this is an empty orbital. Since they are in the same plane, they have tendency to overlap. They have tendency to overlap. This overlapping, this is the back bonding. This overlapping of back bonding is called synergic bond. This overlapping of back bonding is called synergic bond. So that is a back bonding. Synergic bond means that is called a synergic bond. The back bonding is called the synergic bond. So we'll say that if we get that synergic bond, then the bond strength will increase. So it means that if we write that which type of bond is going to form, then we can say that. So the bond between the metal and carbon. So we can say that metal and carbon has sigma bond. And metal forms pi bond with the carbon. This is a pi bond. The synergic bond. No? This is a synergic bond. This is a synergic bond. So we'll say that, and there will be a triple bond like this. We know that it will be like this. So when it forms a bond with this carbon atom, obviously there cannot be a 5 bond in the carbon atom. So this bond which is present here will be shifted towards the oxygen and the oxygen will form like this. This is the bond. So this pi bond is called synergic bond. And this is a sigma bond between the metal and the carbon. So These are sigma as well as pi bond in the metal and carbon. Now we can have an example like this. Sometimes we have an example like this. That's it. If metal has less number of electrons in the d orbital, or if metal has higher positive charge, or less number of d electrons, less number of d electrons, then we'll say that if it is a more positive charge, if the metal has a positive charge, it will have more tendency to attract the electron from the carbon atom. If it has more tendency to attract the electron from the carbon atom, then carbon will become electron deficient. If carbon becomes electron deficient, it will pull the electron of the oxygen atom towards itself. If it pulls the electron of oxygen towards the carbon atom, the CO bond length decreases. Bond length decreases. So in reverse, we can say that, right? If the positive charge is less or there is a negative charge on the metal line, if there is a negative charge on the metal line, then it will not attract the electron from the carbon, then CO bond length will not decrease. Another thing we can say that if there is negative charge on metal line, or high number of electron in d orbitals, then the synergic bond will be more effective. The synergic bond means back bonding we are talking about. Back bond is more effective. Now we'll check that what you are telling is, if the metal has high electron density, then it will not pull the electron from the carbon atom. Then CO bond length will not decrease. Then CO bond length doesn't decrease. The CO bond length doesn't decrease. And so if there is a negative charge on this or more number of electrons in the d orbital, then it will not pull the electron from the carbon atom. And if metal has more electron, it can easily form the synergic bond, means it will give the electron to the carbon atom. And the metal carbon bond has more double bond character. Correct. It will be a double bond character, because I've written that double now like this now. So maybe possible we get confused. More double bond character. So metal carbon bond is strong. So it means that if there is a negative charge on the metal, the carbon metal bond will be stronger, but CO bond length will be larger, so it will be weaker. But if the metal line has a positive charge, then it will attract electron from this. So the CO bond length will be shorter and it will be stronger. And this will be weaker because it will attract electron, but positive charge is there, then less tendency to form a double bond character. Less tendency, because if it has a positive charge, it will have less number of electrons in the d orbital. So it will not be able to form a synergic bond. So there will be no double bond character or a less double bond character. That's why we will say that the bond length will be CO bond. If there is a positive charge, CO bond length decreases. If there is a negative charge, CO bond length increases. If there is a negative charge on the metal line, the synergic bond will be stronger. So means In pi bond as well as sigma bond as well as pi bond, both will form if there is a more electron density on the metal. So like that, we can discuss about the charges. Now, if we say that, suppose we know that the metal carbonyls strictly follow EN rule. They have to follow the EN rule. So if I have like this, suppose we say that MnCO, I will write like this, that is CrCO whole 6. Then I will say that En is equal to 36. That is 24 plus 12. It's 36. Right? 24 plus 12, because the oxidation state of metal is 0. So if I read that MnCO whole 6, then if I write that EAN, I will write that Mn is 25 and 6 means 12. It means that it will be 37. So if I write a cobalt CO whole 6, then I'll write that En will be equal to, that is 27 plus, we'll write that 12, it will be 39. So what we can say that is, since we know that, since metal carbonyl follows En rule, so either they will have a charge on complex, they have charge on the complex, or they will get dimerize or trimerize. Matlab, to get that En rule, they will get dimerize or trimerize. Will get the dimerize or they will get the trimerize. So either they will form the trimer or they will form a dimer. So let us check what will happen. See, for Mn, this will exist as MnCO, 1 electron has to be reduced. Then I can write like this. It will exist like this. Or it will get dimerize. Mn2CO whole 10. We can write like this. Now, in case of cobalt, we'll say that now the charge on the metal line will be plus or minus 1, +1 or -1, because more than that charge in the carbonyl is very difficult. Here we cannot write that +3 on cobalt. So what we'll do also, this no cobalt no. So cobalt will exist as this. Cobalt will exist as CO whole twice, CO whole 8. It will exist like this. So in this case, what we have to do, we have to check the structures. Now tell me the structure of these, what you are writing, whatever dimer you are writing. So if you read the structure of dimers, there will be now this metal carbon, the dimer of metal carbonyl. There exists delta bond between the metal, in dimer or trimer. So the bond between the metal formed in this will be a delta bond. Till now, we have studied the sigma bond, we have studied the pi bond, and now here it is a delta bond. We know that what is delta bond. When the d orbital of one atom overlaps to the d orbital of other atom. When the d orbital of one atom overlaps to the d orbital of other atom. So the d orbital of one atom overlaps to the d orbital of other atom. This will overlap on this overlap on this will overlap on this, and this will overlap on this. Means all four will overlap on each other. And that type of bond formation is called delta bond. We have discussed in the chemical bonding also. So here there will be a delta bond between the metals. So Mn and Mn, there will be a delta bond between these two. That is a delta bond. Now we know that most of the complex exist in octahedral shape. So whatever dimer you are going to write, the complex C will always try to form octahedral shape. Now we know that what is octahedral shape. We know that what is octahedral shape. So we can write that CO. This is the CO. Now we know that for octahedral shape there will be 6 bond around each metal line. So the 6 bond around each metal line will be like this. For this, one of the complex will be like this. CO bond, and here it will be like this. And these will form a bridge between the metal line. These are part. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1 will be the 6. If there is 6, no, there is 6. So this is how they exist. This is how they exist. Bridge is not required. So we'll say that in this case, the bridge bond between the metal line, this will be a sigma bond, sigma bond, sigma bond, sigma bond, sigma pi bond, metal carbonates. Okay, so then this should also be a sigma pi bond like that. This will be the delta bond because there will be a sigma as well as pi bond. So this is delta bond. We know that it is a delta bond. लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. एक मिनट है, थोड़ा सा इसको हटा लेते हैं. डेल्टा बॉन्ड, ये डेल्टा बॉन्ड है. तो इसके लिए मैं बनाऊंगा that will be one of the bond will be this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 sigma bond. The 6 sigma bond around this, 6 sigma bond around this. This is a delta. So there is a delta negative लिख दिया ना मैंने, अभी पहले भी यही किया था delta negative. So what I want is कि there is a 6 bond around this, 6 bond around this, and delta bond between the metal line. Now let us calculate that. Here, this is one bond, this is one bond, this is one bond, this is one bond, and this is one bond. Right? These are the bridge ligands. We said that these are the bridge ligands. So I will write that these are the bonds. ना? इसमें ये bridge ligand था, इसमें ये bridge ligand था. So they're just making a bridge so that it will exist in a coordinate bond. This is a bridge bond. This will also a bridge bond for this. So these are the bridge bonds. Now we'll say that how to calculate the effective atomic number. So now let us calculate the effective atomic number. These are the electrons which are shared between the two metals. Okay. Here 2 electrons, here 2 electrons, here 2 electrons, here 2 electrons, here 2 electrons. Now let us check what is effective atomic number for one metal. En. Mn, the atomic number is 25. How many ligands are directly attached? This is a bridge bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 into 5. The ligands which are directly attached. These are the bridge bonds. Just to make octahedral, but they are not pure bonds. Just to look like octahedral. This is octahedral, you can see. Square planar, bipyramidal. This is also square planar, bipyramidal. So plus 1 electron. From where we get the 1 electron? So you can check that the 2 electron from this, 2 electron from this, 10. Now these electrons are shared between the two metals. So the 2 electrons is like this. These 2 electron has to be with the Mn. So this is the electron which is shared by this. So I've written Mn 25. Electron donated by the ligand 10 because 5 carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And 1 electron which is shared by this metal. So this is how I have calculated the En for this metal. Similarly, En for this metal. So En for other metal, it will be like that only. 25 is the atomic number. 1 electron shared by this is 26, and the 5 carbonyl groups. It is 36. So that's why it exists. Both are giving us the 36. Now, similarly, we can write here also. In case of right now, this cobalt carbonyl. In case of cobalt carbonyl, you can write there is a delta bond between the 2 cobalt atoms. The delta bond between the 2 cobalt atoms. Now there is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we can write like this here. Also, we can write like this. Now we can write that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these electrons are shared by this electron is shared by this, and this electron will be shared by this. Right? So again, we can write that again in the same manner. That is, we can say that the bond like this for octahedral shape. For octahedral shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a delta bond. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that will be a bridge ligand. So we can write them as a bridge ligand. So किसी एक को हमें दूसरे से बनाना चाहिए ना. दोनों ही एक से बना देंगे तो फिर वो मजा नहीं आएगा. एक इससे बना देते हैं ब्रिज लिगेंड. एक इससे ब्रिज लिगेंड बना दिया और एक इससे ब्रिज लिगेंड बना दिया. That will be that. So 2 CO will be the bridge ligand. We can write that. So how many are there? Right now, here it is 4. Here also it is 4. So we can write that cobalt to 8. Now, if you check that En, so we can write that En will be equal to cobalt 27 plus 1 for electron in the delta bond, plus that will be, we'll write that 4 ligand with each 8. That is 36. Four ligand, each donating the 2 electrons. Now, if we write that iron, iron is, you can write an iron also. So we can say like this. मतलब वैसे तो इतना ही बच्चे पूछते हैं, इससे आगे बन को जाने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. ये बन सकता है. So that is about the metal carbonate जो अपन से पूछते हैं. हर एक मेटल के लिए आपको बस कैलकुलेट करके बताना है En 27 for cobalt, 1 electron shared from delta, and right now that is 8 electron from 4 ligands. The total it becomes 36. So that is how we get the EN. Now we can have a questions like this also. Decreasing order of CO bond length. Order of CO bond length. That is carbon oxygen bond length, CO bond length in carbonyl compounds. So we have written that clearly that how to predict. So if I'm having a vanadium, है ना, तो ठीक है, पिछला वाला आप देख सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Done. So I'm writing that decreasing order of CO bond length, so we can write that Mn CO whole 6 plus vanadium CO whole 6. We can have minus chromium CO whole 6. And FeCO whole 6. So decreasing order of CO bond of CO bond. And we can also write the decreasing order of metal carbon bond. Yes, we can write. So let us give the number also so that we can have a small answer. No? इसको A कर लेते हैं, इसको B कर लेते हैं, इसको C कर लेते हैं, इसको D कर लेते हैं. फिर बेटर ना वो ABCD में आंसर आ जाएगा इजीली. Yes. बोलो. हो गया, मेरे ख्याल से हो गया, बस चेक करें। अच्छा देखो, मैंने तुम्हें बताया था अगर मेटल पे चार्ज ज्यादा होगा, अच्छा बताया आंसर, बी सी डी है, ठीक है, चलो सी ए बॉन्ड लेंथ की बात कर लेता हूँ। बी सी डी, बी सी डी ए में मुझे लगता है डी को फिर लास्ट में आना चाहिए बेटा। चल देखते हैं अपने, मुझे लग रहा है थोड़ा सा, अगर मेटल पे चार्ज ज्यादा होगा तो ये कार्बन से ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन पुल करेगा। अगर ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन पुल करेगा तो सीओ कार्बन से ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन पुल करेगा तो कार्बन ऑक्सीजन से पुल करेगा, तो ये बॉन्ड लेंथ छोटा आ जाएगा। इसमें सबसे ज्यादा चार्ज है तो ये सबसे छोटा होना चाहिए, और इसमें फिर ये होना चाहिए, इस पर कोई भी चार्ज नहीं, इसमें नेगेटिव चार्ज है। तो अगर इस पर नेगेटिव चार्ज है तो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन कार्बन को देगा, कार्बन ऑक्सीजन को देगा, मतलब सबसे बड़ा बॉन्ड लेंथ ये होगा। तो अपन कहेंगे अगर ए का आंसर लिखना है ना, तो ए का आंसर होगा बी सबसे ज्यादा होगा, उसके बाद सी, उसके बाद ए, और उसके बाद डी। डी में चार्ज ज्यादा है ना। अब अपन मेटल मेटल कार्बन बॉन्ड लेंथ की बात करते हैं। तो अपन कहेंगे देखो, मेटल कार्बन बॉन्ड लेंथ की अगर बात करोगे ना, तो अगर मेटल पे इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंसिटी अगर ज्यादा है तो ये ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन देगा, मतलब डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर ज्यादा है। मतलब इस पे इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंसिटी जितना ज्यादा होगी उतना ज्यादा ये बॉन्ड छोटा होगा। तो सबसे बड़ा बॉन्ड किसमें होगा, डी में ना। देखना, अगर मेटल पे इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंसिटी ज्यादा होगी तो ये कार्बन को अच्छा ओवरलैपिंग करेगा ना सिनर्जिक बॉन्ड में। अच्छा ओवरलैपिंग का मतलब है ये डबल बॉन्ड बनेगा, और डबल बॉन्ड बनेगा मतलब छोटा। तो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन कब नहीं देगा, जब उसमें पॉजिटिव चार्ज होगा। इसका मतलब है इसमें कार्बन और आयरन का बॉन्ड सबसे बड़ा होगा और इसमें सबसे छोटा। सो डी ए सी बी। लो भाई, किसी का डाउट है तो बोलो। राइट, फिर उसमें कभी कभी अपन से ऐसे पूछ लेंगे कि ये वाले जो बॉन्ड है और ये वाले जो ब्रिज वाले बॉन्ड है, तो जो ब्रिज वाले बॉन्ड बनाएंगे ना कार्बन एटम, वो बॉन्ड, क्योंकि ब्रिज वाले वैसे भी अपन को पता है 3 सेंटर 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन बॉन्ड जैसा होता है, तो वो वीक ही होते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू अदर बॉन्ड। तो जो टर्मिनल बॉन्ड्स होंगे ना, सीओ बॉन्ड, मेटल कार्बोनाइल बॉन्ड, वो ज्यादा स्ट्रांग होंगे एज कम्पेयर टू ब्रिज बॉन्ड के। दीज आर कॉल्ड द ब्रिज बॉन्ड्स। टर्मिनल metal CO bond are stronger than bridge bonds. तो जो ये वाले ब्रिज बॉन्ड होंगे वो वीकर होते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू टर्मिनल CO bonds. ठीक है, तो we can write this. Next we can write is इसमें कि भाई any ligands which have carbon or nitrogen donor as donor atom can form synergic bond. Synergic bond. They can form the synergic bond. So जैसे अपन कहेंगे CO, CN, NCO. These are ligands which can form the synergic bonds. These can form the synergic bonds. It is not only that कि metal carbonyl में ही बनेंगे synergic bond, इसमें भी बनेंगे synergic bond. This is about the metal carbonyls and your chapter. अब अगर आपके पास शीट है ना, तो आप शीट के लास्ट में आप चेक करोगे ना, तो वहां पर गिवन होगा यूजेस ऑफ ऑर्गेनोमेटेलिक कंपाउंड। मैं चाहता था आप एक बार यूजेस पढ़ लें, क्योंकि ऑर्गेनोमेटेलिक कंपाउंड के यूजेस काफी सारे होते हैं। देयर आर मेनी यूजेस ऑफ ऑर्गेनोमेटेलिक कंपाउंड्स। तो आप उन यूजेस को पढ़ लें और उनको एक बार याद रखें। राइट, तो अगर हम यूजेस की बात करेंगे तो देयर आर मेनी यूजेस, मतलब फोटोग्राफी में भी है, क्लोरोफिल में मैग्नीशियम का कॉम्प्लेक्स, विटामिन बी12 में कोबाल्ट का कॉम्प्लेक्स, हीमोग्लोबिन में आयरन का कॉम्प्लेक्स, फोटोग्राफी में सिल्वर का कॉम्प्लेक्स, राइट। ग्राउंड वाटर प्योरिटी डिटेक्शन में Fe का कॉम्प्लेक्स, थायराइड के डिटेक्शन में आयोडीन का कॉम्प्लेक्स, लाइक दैट ना, वहां पर काफी सारे अपन को एग्जांपल्स मिलते हैं। तो एग्जांपल अपन को पता होना चाहिए, एटलीस्ट जो बुक में लिखे होते हैं। अब आपके कोई डाउट्स हो तो आप बता सकते हैं। अब आपके कोई डाउट्स है तो आप बता सकते हैं। ये आपको चैप्टर पता, बताओ भाई, आपके अगर कोई डाउट्स है तो आप बता सकते हैं। आपको डाउट्स कुछ भी अगर पूछना है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं डाउट्स। I think I've sent you that, I've given you the homework na, from coordination compound as well as from the coordination compound as well as from, yes, stereochemistry। तो आप बता दो मुझे, तो मैं थोड़े डाउट डिस्कस कर लेते हैं। तो मैंने अपने डाउट्स कैम डी में कवर कर लिया था, केमिस्ट्री के डाउट क्लास में कवर कर लिया था, तब तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। अगर आप अपने ऐसे डाउट्स अगर केमिस्ट्री उसमें कर लोगे ना कवर, तो फिर मुझे इजी हो जाएगा पढ़ाना। मतलब अगर अपन पढ़ सकते हैं ना अच्छे से, और डाउट्स भी अपने सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, पढ़ भी सकते हैं अच्छे से, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, आप वहां भी पूछ सकते हो, यहाँ भी पूछ सकते हो। चलो, तो कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड के थोड़ा डाउट पूछ रहे हैं, तो अपन कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड में डाउट चेक कर लेते हैं। सो कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड के डाउट्स, तो पार्ट 2 में E4 पूछा है, उसका थर्ड और फोर्थ पार्ट। तो पार्ट 2 में एक्सरसाइज 1 का पार्ट 2, एक्सरसाइज 1 के पार्ट 2 में E4, ठीक है, E4 का थर्ड एंड फोर्थ पार्ट चलेगा। तो अपन को गिवन है, कंसीडर द फॉलोइंग कॉम्प्लेक्स कंपाउंड्स, है, कैलकुलेट द सम ऑफ द टोटल नंबर ऑफ ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमर्स इन द कंपाउंड। मैं थर्ड वाले के ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमर्स लिखता हूं ना। तो डाउट्स ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड, दैट इज एक्सरसाइज 1 का पार्ट 2 का E4। अब थर्ड वाला है तो अपन लिख सकते हैं। तो अब देखो, थर्ड वाले के अपन को ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमर्स लिखने हैं बस। तो प्लैटिनम है अपने पास। अब देख, एक बात En है और Cl2 है अपने पास। अब एक बात तो अपन को पता है, द कोऑर्डिनेशन नंबर इज इक्वल टू 4। प्लैटिनम है तो नो डाउट इट इज DsP2। बट प्रॉब्लम इज दैट ना, कि अपन अगर प्लैटिनम को लिखते हैं और ये बाइडेंटेट लिगेंड है, मैंने आपको अच्छे से बता रखा है कि बाइडेंटेट लिगेंड सिर्फ 90 डिग्री पर हो सकता है, बताया ना। तो मैं ये तो बना सकता हूँ सिस, लेकिन इसका ट्रांस नहीं बन सकता। मैं Cl तो लिख सकता हूँ, लेकिन मैं En को 180 पे नहीं लिख सकता, तो इसका ट्रांस पॉसिबल नहीं है। और जब ट्रांस पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो फिर ये सिस ट्रांस आइसोमरिज्म शो नहीं करेगा। तो मेरा आंसर इसके लिए 0 होगा। ये थर्ड पार्ट था। अभी अगर फोर्थ पार्ट की बात करेंगे अपन, तो फोर्थ पार्ट में गिवन था अपन को, इसमें 2 बन जाएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। लेकिन अपन पहले क्या करेंगे ना, कोबाल्ट है और Br2 है। अब अपने दिमाग में क्या आएगा सबसे पहले, कि ये +2 है, और कोबाल्ट होता है दैट इज 3d7 और 4s2, और ये 4s2 है तो 2 हटा दूंगा मैं, तो D जो होगा वो ऐसे आएगा 1 2 3 4 5 और 6 7 ऐसे आ जाएगा अपने पास। तो इसका हाइब्रिडाइजेशन तो sp3, और sp3 कैनॉट शो ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमर्स। मैंने आपसे कहा भी था कि आप पहले ज्योमेट्री, पहले उसका इस यहाँ भी मैंने पहले ये कैलकुलेट किया, उसके बाद ही आपको आंसर। तो ये दोनों ही ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमेरिज्म शो नहीं कर सकते। एक इसलिए क्योंकि उसमें EN था जिसे मैं ट्रांस पे नहीं रख सकता, क्योंकि बाइडेंटेड लिगेंड हमेशा 90 डिग्री पे होंगे, वो कभी 180 पे नहीं हो सकते। और किसी का डाउट है बता। और कोई डाउट रिलेटेड टू आइसोमेरिज्म? लेकिन क्वेश्चन सारे सॉल्व करना बेटा, एटलीस्ट एक्सरसाइज 1 और 2 अच्छे से सॉल्व कर लो तुम लोग। आप सारे क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व कर लो और जो भी आपके डाउट्स हैं आप पूछ लो। और अपनी कॉपी में सब कुछ मिलेगा आपको, आप कॉपी में पढ़ोगे ना सब कुछ मिलेगा। बोलो और कोई डाउट है? एक्सरसाइज 2 के 26 का, एक्सरसाइज 2 के 26 का थर्ड, एक्सरसाइज 2 के 26 का थर्ड, एक मिनट है, ठीक है। Which of the one of the following will able to show सिस ट्रांस आइसोमेरिज्म? तो अपन ABCD ना, हाँ ठीक है, थर्ड वाला ABCD मतलब EZ जैसे शो करेगा, बिल्कुल ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। उसके टोटल आइसोमर 3 बनेंगे, बिल्कुल ठीक है। 26 वाले, यस। और किसी का कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ लें, क्योंकि अपने मेजर 2 बड़े चैप्टर्स है ना। हाँ बट आंसर सी, हाँ तो सी है ना, वो 3 आंसर ही तो होगा उसका, आंसर तो वही होगा ना 26 वाले का, ये वाला ही तो आंसर होगा, MABCD ना। हाँ तो A को फिक्स करते हैं, एक बार B लेके आते हैं, एक बार C लेके आते हैं, एक बार D लेके आते हैं, तो 3 हो गए, वही आंसर गिवन है ABC। सी ऑप्शन ही होगा सिस्टम साइड। बाकी तो शो भी नहीं कर सकते, बाकी तो शो भी नहीं कर सकते। अपने मेजर चैप्टर थे एक्चुअली स्टीरियोकेमिस्ट्री और ये, अब अपने चैप्टर्स भी थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाएंगे। एनी अदर डाउट? नो डाउट। तो भाई एक बात याद रखो, नेक्स्ट टाइम का अपना होमवर्क जो है ना, वो कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड से कर लेते हैं पहले। एक्सरसाइज 2 and 3 कंप्लीट, ये मुझे याद रहेगा कि मैंने आपको दिया होगा, और आप प्लीज उसको सॉल्व करेंगे। हाँ एक्सरसाइज 3 करना है ना, बोलो ना इसमें। अभी एक्सरसाइज 3 मैंने 2 और 3 तो टोटल आपको दिया है करने के लिए कंप्लीट। बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन अपन कर चुके हैं, इनमें से थोड़ा सा ही पार्ट बचा हुआ है, तो आप कंप्लीट कर दो इसको पूरा। कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड, सो दैट कि नेक्स्ट क्लास में मैं आपको स्टीरियो आइसोमेरिज्म का कंप्लीट दे दूंगा, ठीक है। सो व्हाट टू डू, यू हैव टू स्टार्ट अ न्यू चैप्टर और इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री में मैं नया चैप्टर शुरू करूंगा, सॉलिड स्टेट। फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री में नया चैप्टर शुरू करूंगा। अगर हम सॉलिड स्टेट शुरू करेंगे ना, तब ठीक है हम बोर्ड पे ही कर सकते हैं, मतलब मुझे लगता है फिर ऐसे पढ़ना ज्यादा इजी होगा सॉलिड स्टेट rather than बोर्ड पे। बाकी चैप्टर्स बोर्ड पे सीख जाएंगे, मैं देखता हूँ कैसे, मतलब तो वैसे ही पढ़ाता हूँ, क्योंकि सॉलिड स्टेट में बहुत सारा पार्ट अपन को शेयर करना पड़ेगा, चलेगा। सर बोर्ड, ठीक है बोर्ड पे हो जाएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम, बोर्ड पे पढ़ लेंगे, बोर्ड पे पढ़ लेंगे। नहीं मुझे काफी चीजें शेयर करनी पड़ेंगी, तो ठीक है बोर्ड पे समझा के फिर अपन शेयर कर लिया करेंगे। ना, तो अपन उसको देख लेंगे कल। हो गया? तो अब नया चैप्टर शुरू करें या नेक्स्ट टाइम से करें? अगर कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो। कल अपना 2 क्लास है, मतलब कल भी क्लास है अपना, कल 2 क्लास है। ये बताओ कि जैसे ओसी पढ़ना है तो ओसी को कैसे चैप्टर वाइज पढ़ना चाहोगे या मतलब चैप्टर वाइज एक ऑप्शन है, दूसरा है कि वैसे रेज्यूमे चैप्टर वाइज नहीं गिवन होता, रेज्यूमे थोड़ा डिफरेंट टाइप से गिवन होता है, और एक होता है चैप्टर वाइज। तो चैप्टर वाइज पढ़ना चाहोगे अलग, मतलब जैसे रेजोनेंस में है उसी सीक्वेंस में पढ़ें? ये मैं एक बार मतलब डिस्कस कर लूंगा पूरे मुंबई में कैसे पढ़ाना चाहिए, टीचर्स से बाकी से डिस्कस कर लेंगे, वैसे ही अपन पढ़ लेंगे। तो फिर आज इतना ही पढ़ते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्लास अपना कल 2 क्लास है,